Hi, how are y'all? So with this being the month of February, I'm gonna do 2 looks that you ladies can do for your Valentine's Day date. Look, even if you're staying in the house, because me and the kids staying in the house, but I'm gonna be beat in the house, okay, on Valentine's Day. But this is a gold, a pink, red, gold, smoky cut crease look that you could do with a vamp lip. And then the other look, I think I'm gonna do a mostly like a pink and silverish kind of look. But this is a look for this video, so if you want to see how to get this look, stay tuned. Oh, don't forget to like and subscribe Diamond Vanity Makeup here and on Instagram, and leave a comment below. Okay, so I used 3 different palettes to do this look. And don't mind the faces that I'm making because I'm talking to my BFF, Rufus. So the first palette I use is the Juvias Place Zulu palette. I took that pink color out of that palette, and that's going to be my transition shade. So I try to just kind of pack it on and then go back and blend it out. And then the second palette that I'm going to use is going to be the Too Faced Just Peachy palette. So I'm going to take that burgundy color at the bottom, and I'm going to take a smaller brush just to kind of concentrate that color in, because I wanted to do pink and then like a reddish burgundy in the transition shades. And it is going to be a darker burgundy I'll use, and then you have to go back and blend out those edges. And this is where I use that little bit of the darker burgundy color. It's going to be on that last row, the top shelf. And that's just to deepen up that color. And so now I'm using that brown color that's at the top on the 3rd row. The Just Peachy palette is a really good palette, like if you don't want to use any shimmers. And it has a lot of different variety of warm colors if you want to do transitional shades. So now I'm going to take my LA Girl Pro Concealer in Pure Beige. And that's what I'm going to use to cut my crease. And that is a flat brush from the Crayon case. The Crayon case has really good brushes and beauty blenders. I use their beauty blenders now instead of the original ones that I use. So I'm just going to smooth that concealer on. You want to make sure that that part is smooth and it's covered evenly when you put the actual lid color that you're going to use. Now I have what you call hooded eyes, so I have to take my crease up a little bit higher. And so now I'm going to go into the Morphe palette. I believe this is the Morphe 25A palette. I think so. If not, I'll put it down below. But I'm going to take that black color at the bottom, and that's when I'm going to smoke out my outer V. And that is a Morphe brush that I'm using. Don't know which one, but I'll put it in the description below. And let me know if you like talk over videos more than the music. I'll try to do more talk over videos. And so I'm going back with that flat brush and just kind of just cleaning up that cut crease. You want to make sure those are precise as possible. And then I'm going to go back and take that same brush and just kind of just blend out the black. And I was talking to my friend while I was doing the tutorial, so that's why you see my mouth moving. And so I'm going to take a eyeshadow brush This is an oil brush that I had when I first started doing makeup. It's from Avon. I don't know if they sell them anymore, but it's a really good brush to apply your mobile lid shadow. So I'm gonna go back in that Morphe palette, 25A. And I'm gonna take that gold color. It's like a real pretty shimmery gold. And I'm gonna start packing that color on. And I thought my background was really cute for a Valentine's Day tutorial. It's kind of floral. And see how pretty that gold color is? It's really shimmery. And it goes on really smooth. That's one thing I do like about Morphe shadows. They're really, really smooth. And then now I'm going to go back and just blend out those edges. Okay, so now we're at my favorite part. This is the face part. So that's the primer that I use. It is the Too Faced Primer Poreless Primer. I press it into the skin first. Then I go ahead and just rub it in. I like this primer because it's really good for the pores. It's really good for blurring out, you know, minor imperfections of the skin. So I go ahead and rub that all over, even under the eye. And then I take my LA Pro Girl Concealer and Pure Beige. And I go ahead and correct under the eye. I used to use those orange and peach correctors, but sometimes I would put too much on, so it would be super orange under my eye. So I just use the Pure Beige color. And then I'm taking my Beauty Blender. This is the one I was talking about earlier. This one is from the Crayon case, and it works so well. If you go on her website, they're like 2 for $5. And the regular Beauty Blenders I was using, those were $20 each. The Real Technique ones are $5, but these work really well. And for those to be, just to be 2 for $5, that's a really good deal. So I bought a whole bunch of those last time she had that sale. So the foundation that I'm using is the Maybelline SuperStay. That's in color 334. I may have put a little bit too much on, but I'll go ahead and just blend it out. So I always just do one side first, and then if I put too much on, like how I did right there, I just go ahead and try to blend it out to the other side before I pick up more. And sometimes you may put too much on, it's okay. You can always just blend it out. So I'm just pressing that into the skin. It looks like I'm going a little bit rough, but it's not. Also too, what are like some of your favorite drugstore foundations? Feel free to leave them in the comments below. I have luxury brand foundations and drugstore. That was just the closest one to me. But my favorite luxury brand foundation is either the Fenty Beauty or the Estee Lauder Double Wear. And so I'm just blending that in all over. Sorry, didn't see I had the palette all the way in my face. And now I'm going to use my foundation powder, and that is in Max Fix Plus Studio Fix in NW43. So it's a little bit warmer than my foundation color. Sometimes the Maybelline, it takes a little bit longer for it to oxidize, but this one just kind of blends it into your skin color when I use this powder. So I'm just going to buff that in. That's one of my favorite powder brushes. It was from a Sonia Cash collection. But you know, all of her collections are limited edition, but that brush is really good to do powder. So I just want to make sure that I distribute that evenly along the face and under the eye. And you always want to make sure you blend down the neck area, because that's like the most visible when it's not blended all the way down. So I'm going back in with my LA Pro Girl Concealer in Pure Beige. So I'm highlighting and contouring now. And you can highlight and contour however you like. Like I tell people, it's really not really a right or a wrong way. Some people do dots, some people do lines, some people do hearts. However you feel, I say just go for it. So I'm going back with my beauty blender and I'm blending that out under the eye. And now I'm going to the other side, blending it out. I usually do the nose part last. I try to make sure I blend out all the other areas first. And me and my friend was having tea time, so that's why I'm just talking away. And so now I'm doing the nose area. So I'm blending that out. And now I'm going to the forehead. And like I said before, it's no right or wrong way to highlight and contour, just whatever makes you feel comfortable. So now I'm taking my Fashion Fair cream stick in pure brown. Y'all, Fashion Fair has went out of business, y'all. So I'm gonna have to find a new contour stick when I run out of this one. Oh, and my friend said something hilarious. That's why I was laughing like that. Ooh, I was devastated when Fashion Fair went out of business. But I think when I need a new one, I'll try the Anastasia cream sticks. I see a lot of people use those, so I'll see how those work as a contour stick. And so this is also a Morphe brush. It's a small dome brush, but I use it to blend out my contour. I'll put the exact number of the brush in the description below. And I do make sure I go over the contour area really precisely, only because you really want to blend that out. You don't want it to look harsh or heavy. Also too, I'm trying to work on picking up my speed when I do my makeup, because sometimes it takes me a long time to do my makeup, and then sometimes I can do it in like 30 minutes, but that's really rare. So my time limit now is like 1:15. And so I take a smaller brush to, so right there I'm taking, that's also Fashion Fair. That is their setting powder in golden. And I just apply that on with my beauty blender because it's still damp. It's always good to use a damp beauty blender or a damp sponge to set your foundation powder. It makes it less chalky, especially under the eye. And I have smile lines, so I have to press that powder all over the mouth area. And so now I'm just looking for a smaller brush so I can blend out my nose contour. I put it on a little crooked, but I'll fix it in a minute. Usually I use a lighter color contour for the nose area. This one is rather dark. It's darker than what I usually use, but we're just gonna work with it today. And it takes me a little minute to get my nose contour exactly how I want it. I blend it out with a brush first, and then I go back over and kind of diffuse it with the beauty blender. And then I also want to bring back that highlighted part too, just in case we lose it sometimes. Because sometimes you'll lose it if you put too much of the contour. So now I'm just using setting powder on that area, forehead and nose. So now I'm taking my Black Radiance Contour Kit. I'm taking that dark shade and I'm going over the cream contour with the powder. And that's also a Morphe brush as well. Y'all, I'll put all the brush numbers and stuff at the bottom. I don't remember what I use. I just pick it up and go. So now I'm taking my foundation powder brush and I'm wiping off that setting powder. And so I make sure the setting powder is off. And now I'm gonna go into my favorite part of makeup. My favorite part of makeup is blush and highlight. And so I'm taking my MAC blush palette, that pink blush, that's called Dolly Mix. And I'm mixing it with a shimmer blush. I think the shimmer blush is either called Raisin or Fever. I may be wrong. I'll look at the back of it. So I'm applying it first to the apples of my cheek and then blending it back. And I'm using my Skindinavia setting spray, and that one is the Bridal one because it gives you like a natural matte finish. And so I'm using the Crayon case highlighter. I forgot the name of it, but it's my favorite one, so I'll put it in the description box below. And so I'm putting that also on the apple of my cheeks, along the bridge of my nose, on my cupid's bow, and on my chin. And so I'm just putting a little brow gel, that is the MAC Brown Down Brow Gel, just so my brows can stay in place. So for the lip color, I'm using ColourPop Ultra Matte, and this one is an LAX. Y'all, when I say it is ultra matte, it is ultra matte. Like, you have to put on a lot of lip conditioner or lip chap before you put these ultra mattes on, because if not, your lips will be wrinkled and dry. But look how pretty it is. It's like the perfect red burgundy lip. That was like my very first vamp lip color I ever had, was a ColourPop LAX. It's either LAX or LAX, however you want to say it. And I also have to put a little bit of shadow under the eye. Sometimes my eyes get watery, so sometimes I have to just blend a little bit of shadow to give me a waterline rather than using like a gel pencil or an eye pencil. So I'm taking that black color from the Morphe palette 25A, and I'm just smoking out under my eye with the Crayon case smudger brush. And I'm mixing a little bit of that brown color from the Just Peachy palette too, just to give it like a little smoke, but not too harsh of a smoke. And I always do my eyeliner and lashes off camera because it's just kind of time consuming to do it on camera, but I'm just gonna continue smoking that out at the bottom. And as far as mascaras, I do put mascara on before I apply my lashes and right after I do my under eye smoke color. And I just use any type of mascara, like I use drugstore, name brand, as long as it's waterproof. And so I'm doing another setting spray. I'm sorry, not another setting spray, but another round of setting spray. Okay, and that's it. Love ya.